Good morning, my family. Today is Monday, May 11th, 2020. And I want to start off today by sharing some of the books that I've been reading since the quarantine, and books that I think provide a learning opportunity, at least has for me, to be grounded in the opportunity in this crisis as we prepare for the quantum leap forward. You will see that these books are a mix of spirituality, practical management, and so forth. And I want to set it off by reading very briefly from Satya Nadella's hit Whiplash. As most of you know, I now work for Microsoft and been very impressed by the cultural journey that Satya Nadella and others have put forward, but I think it's deeply rooted in a humanity that connects business to consciousness. Being a husband and a father has taken me on an emotional journey. As part of this journey, I also discovered the teachings of India's most famous son, Gautama Buddha. I'm not particularly religious, but I was searching and I was curious as to why so few people in India hadn't connected to Buddha. I set out to understand why Buddha created the world of religion. He set out to understand why one suffers, and learned that only through life's ups and downs can you develop empathy, that in order not to suffer, or at least not to suffer so much, one must become comfortable with impermanence. It's just that life's experiences helped me build a growing sense of empathy based on my experiences for an ever-widening circle of people. So I sort of paraphrase some parts of it, but Satya Nadella's Whiplash, great book if you want to connect business to your own growth as a professional and how you improve your home, your society, your organization, your family, your business. Goenka, this man has changed my life. This is about Vipassana meditation, which is all about focusing on your breath, stillness, and connecting to a sort of meditation practice that gets you to the deep roots of your own complexes. Let's see what we have here. Infomocracy by Malka Older. Very interesting sort of futuristic techno book that talks about what's happening in the world today. Whiplash by Jodi Ito, who is at MIT, or was at MIT when he wrote this, and Jeff Howe. A book about how quickly technology is changing our lives. I haven't finished reading this, I'm about halfway through it, page 119. But essentially, there's a quote I like here where they quote William Gibson, who says, "The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed." So check that out. Oh my goodness. So Homo Deus. So most of you know I used to work for the Gates Foundation, and I stumbled on this based on recommendations by Mr. Bill Gates, a brain I greatly admire. This explains how AI is going to infinitely change the world we live in, particularly if you look at the current crisis of COVID-19 and the opportunities to leap forward. There's all kinds of revolutions that have happened. If you think about the third industrial revolution, the civil rights revolution, the technology revolution of the 2000s, and now we're in this new revolution. This will take you there quickly. Francis Fukuyama. I actually met him last year at Seattle University, and I had the opportunity to speak with him briefly about an analysis he'd done about Alfonso Cuarón's movie Children of Men, and I asked him if he foresaw that sort of future. Some of his earlier thoughts about the end of history have shifted, but certainly one of the greatest and most influential political writers out there. Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. I don't think I'm saying his name correctly, but the book is titled Flow. A flow is the kind of state you get into where there's alignment based on what he's proposed between your inside, your internal world, and your external world, and connected to purpose in the world. The Japanese call that ikigai. Ikigai. This is flow. What's the opportunity here? Flow gives you that framework. Growth mindset by Carol Dweck. So my younger son Ben had some early learning challenges, and in many ways the school he was in, Arlington Traditional School in Arlington, Virginia, focused on sort of the theories proposed by Carol Dweck. And so that was my initial introduction to this book. And I know it's a big book that influenced at least what I think is the the management journey of Satya Nadella or Microsoft in some way. So if you want to think about how you're always focused on opportunities rather than fear, this is the book for you. Kundalini Rising. Kundalini Rising. Satnam to my guru, Sada Samran, for getting me on my path in Kundalini Yoga. I have been as active in the last few days, so I hope to join class tonight. Kundalini Rising is about channeling your internal energy for greater purpose, for greater good, for healing, for transformation. And then I'll close with this, Sapiens bookmark. I'm still reading this because I just finished the other one. So you can see I am on page 153. Say I can hopefully finish this book this week. But this is a groundbreaking book in how he analyzes our species and this journey of evolution. So with that said, I wish you peace and love. I hope you connect to some greater purpose in your work at home, in your work from home situation, your current state of mind as you try to anchor to opportunities to prepare you for the future, so you're part of the creative class and not part of the useless class that Yuval Noah Hariri talks about. All the best. Signing out.